Under the Influence podcast is a podcast that I used to watch a long time ago, around maybe a year and a half ago or so, and they're not controversial at all, in the slightest. So when I found out that they were under some hot water, it definitely surprised me. And whether I think that the hate is deserved or not is something you're gonna have to figure out for yourself after you watch this clip.
Yeah, you guys, okay, I'm gonna say something kind of wild, but it's because I saw it somewhere, but I don't know if we might have to cut it out. But anyways, someone said that the reason why some girls' vagina is tighter than others is because
used.
Huh?
Huh?
No. It has nothing to do with that. They said that it's because, like, ethnicity wise, like black men have, are known to have larger dicks, so therefore the women have
That makes sense.
bigger holes.
No, that doesn't
And then
make
you know
sense
how
at all. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's the clip that they've been getting hate for the last 2-ish or so weeks. So you guys clicked on this video for my personal thoughts on it, and my personal thoughts are, I think y'all a bunch of crybabies. Like realistically, this is not the worst thing that y'all have heard on the internet, right? First of all, it's not even something that she believed. It's something that she read. And whether you want to believe, because I saw a video of some guy being like, oh, well, I don't say anything unless I truly believe in it. So the fact that she said it means that she has to believe in it. Which, to me, I don't look at that as something being racist. I'm not black or Asian, so obviously it's not going to affect, it is different for me. But me hearing that, I just think of it as, it's just so fucking ridiculous to the point to where you almost can't take it seriously, which is how I took it, because this was filmed, I'm pretty sure this was filmed a while back too, because I remember watching this setup thing, and they don't have the same setup as they do in their most recent videos, so I think this was a while ago. But, okay, let's, okay, I already know I'm gonna get a shit ton of hate for this. Or maybe, I mean, I have 300 subs, so maybe just 2 people that are saying that I'm full of shit. But okay, let's break down this statistic if this was hypothetically true, right? So hypothetically, first of all, she didn't even say black women in the clip, like, at all. She didn't mention black women in the clip whatsoever. She just said black men with big hot dogs, right? And also, if you're a black man and you're crying on the internet because people stereotype you to have a big dick, then you're just fucking pathetic. But realistically, right, let's take a look at the stereotype. So hypothetically, if that statistic was real, first of all, black men are known to not even want to be near black women anymore. So off rip, that makes that statistic obsolete, right? And like I said, she didn't even mention black women at all in the slightest. That's just what y'all wanted to believe, because she was like, oh yeah, because it has to come with women of races having different sized vaginas, which is also fucking stupid, because it's not how vaginas work. Also, black women have been hated on for the longest fucking time, that I don't think her saying that all black women, or maybe implying that all black women are stretched out, I don't think that's doing them any worse. Like, they're already seen, like, when it comes to, like, the different races of women, they're already, like, so down low on, like, most people's list, to the point to where there's almost nothing that you could say that could make it worse. And I think that this is one of the things to where, like, it's not gonna make it worse. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, for me personally, after I saw that Sexy Red made a fucking fucking discharge yellow lip balm or lip gloss or whatever, there's no coming back from that. Obviously, not saying that all black women are, shit, obviously, but, some people, will take that out of context and think that I will think that. Personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, I'm seeing more shade from this than the girl who said that they should bring back slavery if they wanted to, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother video that you guys are gonna also get pissed at me for. Honestly, I don't think they said anything wrong. Like, obviously, they didn't say that they agreed with it. I mean, even the guys, when she said it, you can hear it a little bit in the clip that they were trying to say, like, nah, this is not true at all, and this don't make no sense. And I know there's more to the clip, but that's the only one I could find, because the original podcast, they did delete the original podcast. And because also this was a while ago too, so finding that clip, that's the most I could find of that clip. So today they made an apology video, which I saw a clip of this apology video on TikTok, and a lot of the comments were just saying it's like a well damn here ass apology. And we're gonna take a look at it. The dude apologizes for a couple different things about like him making fun of her, like him not having enough sympathy for domestic abuse. I'm not here for that. I'm here for Esther's apology. I haven't seen Esther's yet, so let's watch that.
I want to take this moment to sincerely apologize for a topic that I brought up. It wasn't my view or opinion, but I understand that even bringing it up was super inappropriate and harmful. And I've heard so many of you guys, especially in the Black community and among Black women. And like, I'm just sorry for perpetuating a harmful stereotype. And moving forward, I will no longer bring up any topics that could be harmful to anybody. I mean, we're all Asian, and we've dealt with like pretty hateful like stereotypes as well, and I should have known better because I've been hurt by those too, you know? So I truly apologize for that. And I like, it wasn't my intention to hurt anyone, but I understand that intentions don't matter when the impact was so hurtful, and I'm learning and I'm growing from this. And yeah, I don't know what to say other than that. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point here, is that obviously, like she said, we're all human. We are all human. Like, everyone makes mistakes. I can't take back any of the things I've said.
Now, I will say this about the apology video. I think it is extremely funny how it genuinely does look like a half-ass response. Like, it's not genuine, because let's be honest here, even if it was a sincere apology, a lot of the times when it comes to stuff like this, when people want them to apologize, it's not because they want them to be sorry for what they've done. It's so they can be vulnerable and they can attack them more. Because let's be honest, if people are this mad at something that she said, do you think that an apology is going to make them forgive her? No. Because that's why I don't really fuck with half like of the apology videos, is because half of the time they're not even genuine. It's because they're forced. Which is why this comes off as not sincere, is because, I mean, this really is like a, all right, here, damn. Because, my opinion, I don't think it's a big deal. And I'm pretty sure they don't think it's a big deal either. Which honestly is fine. Because I agree. But yeah, I do think it's funny how the two dudes, like, as she was like apologizing, like they were just like, yeah, like that moment of silence, and they're like, I thought that was funny though. I mean, my boy Wu Talk, if you don't know who he is, he's the Asian dude next to the girl. I feel like with the domestic abuse one, I didn't show it, but if you watched him apologize to the domestic abuse thing, I think that part he was being very genuine in, because, you know, obviously that is a traumatic experience. However, the Esther thing, you can tell was just, all right, just tell them you're sorry so they can shut up and we can move on. But yeah, that's what I thought about it. Like I said, I think that there's way bigger problems to worry about, and yeah, I mean, I don't even think they're gonna lose like too many followers. Like, I think people are gonna forget about this in the next month or so, on if that, to be honest. But yeah, and the rest of the video is gonna be me kind of like diving deep into like why I don't like Black people. No, I'm kidding. No, the rest of the video is gonna be just me talking about why I don't even think I would take offense to this, even if they were talking about Mexicans or anything, and just my experience with stereotypes and stuff like that, and like me actually being genuine. So if you want to watch that part, go ahead, just stay. And if, you know, my reaction to this is all you cared about, then thank you for watching. So I initially recorded a 5-minute clip after this talking about how pretty much anyone who's offended by this are a bunch of crybabies. But I figured instead of doing that, I would be genuine for once and just talk about why stuff like this doesn't bother me, even if it was towards my own people. So the reason why I don't think this bothers me as much, and I think some people are being crybabies about it, is because racist jokes and stuff like that is just personally what I've always found to be funny, right? Even when I was like a kid, like even in the Medea movie, when Sofia Vergara, it's called like Medea Goes to Jail, something like that, and Sofia Vergara gives Medea brownies, and she's like, brownies for my brownie. And I remember as a kid laughing my ass off because I thought that shit was so fucking funny. And then even during the Vine days, like 2016, like King Batch and Rudy Mancuso, who are not Mexicans, would dress up as Mexicans and just hit Trump piñatas. And I thought that was the funniest thing on the planet. And even when people would accidentally be racist towards, because I'm Mexican and Puerto Rican, if y'all didn't know. I don't even think I've ever said that. But even when people would make offensive comments about, you know, Mexicans or Puerto Ricans, it wouldn't bother me. Like when I heard that one news anchor that went viral for saying, "Who's going to be cleaning toilets, Donald Trump?" I didn't even take offense to that. I just thought that was funny. Because or like, because like technically, if you want to put it into a perspective, if your argument for not wanting people to get deported is, okay, well, who's going to be doing the yard work? That is a racist stereotype. But yet again, no one really wants to talk about that because racism really only matters when it comes to black people, according to the fucking internet. But yeah, even that doesn't bother me. Like, I think it's also because that majority of the, I don't even want to say racism because I've never been bullied or anything because of my race or whatever, but the only form of racism I've experienced is just people giving me like racist comments, and even then it doesn't bother me. Like when I worked at UPS, there would be a bunch of old dudes sometimes that would come in, and when I'd ask them to repeat something because they talk like they have cement in their mouth or have a sock in their mouth when they talk, and I'd ask them to repeat themselves, and they would be like, "Oh, do you even speak English?" And I would just say, like, I wouldn't even think like, "Oh yeah, he's being racist." In my head, I would just think, "Yeah, this guy's just being a dick." And honestly, the most racism that I've experienced, or like the most racist comments that I've gotten, was from Puerto Ricans, my own people, just because I don't speak Spanish. Like all the time, when I worked at UPS, I would get Puerto Rican. It was always women too. That would be like, you need to learn to speak Spanish. Like learn to speak Spanish. And I would always find it funny because I think in my head like, imagine if the roles were reversed, and I was like, you need to speak English. You need to learn English. This is America. Don't catch you slipping. Look where I'm living. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like, back to like the whole like race Vine thing. Like, obviously, people dressing up as Mexicans is different than people, you know, trying to imitate black people. But even then, King Batch did it back in the day, and I found that hilarious. And hell, everyone found that hilarious at one point. But yeah, it just doesn't bother me. Like, even if this was about like my own people, like if she brought up Mexicans and being like, "Oh yeah, Mexicans are known for having, you know, big things in small packages or whatever," I don't think I get offended by this, because honestly, it is true. A lot of Mexicans are short, and a lot of them are packing. I'm not gonna lie. Not I haven't seen one personally, but it is whatever. But yeah, and also, y'all gotta keep in mind that stereotypes only exist because they're partially true. Y'all kind of have to remember that, in a way. Like, for example, the reason why a lot of, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. But yeah, honestly, me getting shit on by because like even at school one time, I remember being in high school and there was like a group of Puerto Rican kids that asked me what ethnicity I was because they knew I was Hispanic, but they could never guess what type I was. And I said Mexican Puerto Rican. And they said, "Oh, do you speak Spanish?" And I said no. And they dead ass looked at me in the eyes and said, "You know what? You're not even Hispanic. Just start calling yourself white." And I was like, damn. My own people. God damn. And which is also kind of why I didn't like the whole like blacks for Biden or whatever it was called, or like black people for Harris or whatever, because it's pretty much, or the people that be like, "Oh, you're not black if you don't vote for Biden," because that's exactly what it was. And I didn't like it. I didn't like when it was said to me, and I think it was wrong for people to say that to black people, because it's pretty much saying like, oh, because it's almost like controlling them in a way. Like, oh, you're not even considered black if you don't do this. Which is wrong. Same way I think, oh, you're not even Hispanic if you do this, or, you know, whatever. But I was going to make one more point, and I fucking forgot it. But yeah, like, honestly, like, I have this whole saying about Puerto Ricans not being able to handle spice. Because honestly, one of the reasons is because I've gotten, quote, discriminated against by so many other Puerto Ricans that I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's time to clap back at a statement. And then I came up with the Puerto Ricans can't handle spice thing. And now I use it. And now it's a fun little way to like make fun of them. And no one actually ever gets offended by it either, like realistically. They just see it as funny. And also because a lot of the time I prove them wrong. Or like sometimes they'll try to defend themselves and then I'm like, well, buddy, putting honey mustard on a hot dog is not spice. Just But yeah, I mean, I could see how this can hurt certain people, but at the same time, I think at the end of the day, like, there's bigger issues in the world to worry about than what some Asian chick or what some chick says online, like, realistically. And honestly, what I noticed is that a lot of the people that are getting mad at her are the same people that, like, you know, blame the typical white man or whatever the hell. Like, even a lot of the comments I saw on this were talking about, like, oh, she thought all the white people were going to stick up for her, but no, even they're turning... No. See, that's kind of what I noticed. Like, I hear stuff like this, or, like, people say that stuff about me and stuff like that, or the whole, like, who's going to be cleaning your toilets, Donald Trump? And I see it as funny, and they see it as hateful. Therefore, that's why I think I'm more happier than they are. And why I can actually smile at my videos and they can't. But yeah, I figured instead of just me calling, you know, the people that are offended by this crybabies for like 5 minutes, like in the original clip, I just wanted to kind of, you know, give my experience on it and why I personally don't find stuff like this a big deal, even if it was about my race personally. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you agree in the comments. If you agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know. If you think that I'm full of shit and I was just yapping out of my ass for the last 10 minutes, then let me know. But yeah, this is just a reminder to not take everything so seriously. And obviously there are some stuff that needs to be taken seriously, but what some random chick says on a podcast doesn't need to be taken that seriously. But honestly, like I said, just because me personally, I don't see this as a big deal, I don't even think they need to apologize. And I almost think it's kind of funny that it does look like a half-ass apology. Like, well, here, damn.